These are the 10 paid ads interview questions you are guaranteed to get asked in 2026. I know because I've asked them myself when hiring media buyers, performance marketers. I've been asked them as a candidate as well. And number 7 is the one that filters out 80% of applicants in the first round. So stick around because I'm going to give you the exact framework to answer each one. If you don't know me, I'm Georgi, 13 years in paid media, 88 millions in managed ad spend. I run AIG Marketer, my agency, and I've hired performance marketers for my own teams and for clients. These 10 questions aren't random. They're the ones that consistently show up in real hiring conversations because they expose whether a candidate actually does the work or just talks about it. So save this video, you're gonna want to come back to it before your next interview. Let's go. Question number 1. Walk me through a campaign you scaled. This is question 1 in almost every paid ads interview. The wrong answer is, well, I ran a campaign for a D2C brand and we doubled the budget over 3 months. The right answer has structured situation, action, outcome with numbers at every step. Like at client name, we were spending around $5,000 a day. On Meta, at 2.1 ROAS, the goal was to triple the spend in 60 days without breaking efficiency. I built the creative pipeline to ship 15 new ads per day, restructured the account into ABO testing campaign and one CBO scaling campaign, and we hit 18,000 a day at 1 point ROAS by day 50-50. The unlock was creative velocity. That's a winner answer. Memorize that structure and write your own answer. Question number 2. What's your approach to creative testing? What hiring managers are testing here is whether you understand that creative drives 80% of paid social performance now. The wrong answer is I test ad copy variations and run A/B tests on creatives. The right answer sounds like this. I rarely trust one winning ads because performance can collapse from fatigue. I use a structured testing pipeline with ABO campaigns, one ad per ad set, to isolate variables. I'm watching hook rate, hold rate, CTR, and early CAC signals. I usually need at least 1 to 2 weeks to stable performance before I move an ad into a scaling campaign. Creative diversity matters more than audience diversification right now. That tells me you've actually scaled an account in 2025 or 2026, not in 2018. Question number 3. Tell me about campaign that failed. What did you learn? We're going to a deeper dive on this one in another video, but here's the short version. Do not say, well, the client changed their mind or the market shifted. That's deflection. Say something like, I once spent 6 figures on a launch where I scaled too aggressively before the creative was actually proven. We had 3 good days, so I doubled the budgets. By day 5, the ad fatigue and CAC tripled. I learned that sustainable scaling comes from creative depth and operational discipline, not from chasing 2 good days. Now I require at least 1 to 2 weeks of stable performance before scaling vertically, and at least 5 to 6 ads, winning ads. That answer proved that you are senior. Question number 4. How did you decide between scaling winners versus testing new angles? This is a senior level question. It's testing your strategic discipline. The right answer sounds like this. I always allocate budget across 3 buckets. Proven scaling, which is 60% to 70% of the spend. New angles in testing, which is 20 to 30%. And reactivation or remarketing, retargeting, which is 5 to 10%. The mistake most operators make is killing their testing budget when scaling is going well, because then you have nothing to scale next month when the current winners fatigue. That answer tells me you think from experience, not from theory. Question number 5. How would you diagnose a sudden ROAS drop? This is a diagnostic question. They want to see your processes. Walk them through it out loud. First, I check whether it's a tracking problem. Did the pixel break? Did a recent iOS update affects duplication? When I look at the funnel, are CPMs up? Is CTR down? Is conversion rate down on the landing page? Each one points to a different root cause. CPM up usually means audience saturation or platform-wide cost increase. CTR down means creative fatigue. Conversion rate down on the landing page means an offer or page issue. Then out at this. But before I act, I always check triple whale HIROS and any blended MER tracking. Sometimes platform ROAS drops, but actually business performance is fine because of branded search lift or repeat purchases. Mic drop. Question number 6. What attribution model do you trust most and why? This is a more like 2026 question. Everyone's still answering last click is failing it, right? Here's the right answer. I don't trust any single attribution model. I treat Meta and Google reporting directionally because of iOS privacy changes. For real decision making, I look at blended MAR, contribution margin, and CAC payback, while for first party tracking and incrementally test to validate platform data. The job of attribution isn't to be perfect, it's to be directionally accurate enough to make better decisions than the next operator. If you say that in the interview, the room goes silent in a good way. So, and this leads us to question number 7, the filter question. This is the one I told you about at the start. If I gave you $10,000 tomorrow and I told you to make it work, what would you do? 80% of the candidates immediately start listing tactics. Like, I'll test 3 creatives, I'll run a conversion campaign, I'll target lookalikes. That's wrong answer. That's the answer of someone who's never actually managed real money. And here's the right answer. Before I touch anything, I would ask a few questions. What's the product? What's the average order value? What's the target CAC? What's the gross margin? What's the LTV? Has the brand run ads before? And if so, where's the historical CAC data? And what does success mean in this context? Is 10K a test budget for one channel or a full launch? If they laugh at and say, just assume it's a launch, you have free reign. Then you walk them through your plan with structure, diagnose the offer, test creative velocity, define the key criteria upfront. The reason this question filters 80% of the candidate is because the wrong people skip 2 tactics. The right ones diagnose first. Question number 8. What's the worst piece of marketing advice you've ever heard? This is a personality question. They want to know if you can have an opinion. Don't say, I haven't really heard bad advice. That's a coward's answer. Here's mine. You can borrow it. The worst advice I kept hearing is just trust the algorithm and let Advantage Plus do the work. That's wrong. Meta algorithm is good at finding buyers, but it can't compensate for a weak offer, broken tracking, or bad creative. And that's the truth. If you don't give the algorithm the right inputs, it just finds the cheapest version of the wrong customer faster. That answer tells the hiring manager you have conviction and you can articulate why. Question number 9. Where do you see the biggest opportunity in paid ads right now? This question filters out candidates who don't read, don't experiment, and don't think. Pick one option. Defend it. That's my recommendation. Examples of strong answer in 2026. AI generated UGC at scale because creative volume is the constraint and most teams still ship 2 to 5 ads a week when an algorithm needs 20. or native and connected TV because meta CPMs keep climbing and most performance marketers haven't built fluency on those channels yet. Whatever you pick, have a tactical opinion backed by something specific, not a generic, I think AI will change everything, right? And you're gonna get this question. So question number 10, the last question, why should we hire you over someone with more experience? This is the closing question. Most candidates fumble it because they try to be humble. Don't be humble, be specific. 3 reasons. 1, I've operated at the exact scale you're looking for, which means there's zero learning curve on platform side. 2, my approach to creative testing is built around velocity, and I think that's the constraint at your current spend level. 3, I'm allergic to vanity metrics. I make decisions based on contribution margin, CAC payback, not platform ROAS, which is the lens your CFO is going to want. Something like that. That's the closing answer of someone who's been there before. If you only remember one thing from this video, remember this, my SOR method. Situation, outcome, reflection. 30 seconds for situation, 30 seconds for outcome with metrics, and 30 seconds for what you learn. That structure works for any interview question, even the ones I didn't cover. So memorize it, practice it, use it. Save this video for later. Send it to anyone interviewing for paid ads role. And subscribe, because in my next video, we are going deep in question number 3, how to actually answer, walk me through a campaign that failed without tanking your interview. If you got value, drop a comment. Which question you've been asked most in your interviews? I read every single comment, and best ones become future videos. See you in the next one.